Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about functional neurological disorder. This is also sometimes called functional neurological symptom disorder, but it's something that I have and I have had for well over a decade, and I didn't ever know the name of it. So I'm actually explaining it to you because I had an episode and then I did some research and all of that. But the reason you're seeing me in this form right now is because I totally forgot to film an intro. So hi, and enjoy the conversation. I hope this is super helpful for you. I had something really weird happen the other day, and this is something that has happened to me multiple times throughout my life. It started probably, honestly, maybe like 2013 or 2014 is the first time I really remember this happening, but it may have happened before then. But anyway, what happens is whenever I kind of get overwhelmed, my eyes will start to shut, and it usually is just one, and then if I keep going, then it will end up being both of my eyes. So this happened yesterday, and I just thought about filming it whenever it happened, so I picked up my phone and I filmed it. So I wanted to show y'all that because I feel like there's a few reasons I want to show you. Number one, I just feel like it's truly unbelievable that this can happen just out of nowhere from being overwhelmed. The other reason that I want to show you is because I feel like sometimes things like this do happen to people in our lives, and I feel like sometimes things are unbelievable, and depending on the situation, it might look like somebody was, trying to make something up. And the reason that I know this for sure is because I have been accused of this. So whenever my ex-husband and I would argue, my eyes would start to shut like this because I get overwhelmed, and he would get upset like I was doing on purpose, and I would, it made the argument worse, but I couldn't help it. My brain is overloaded, I can't help it, my eyes start to close. I hate to be this person, but I have to correct myself. I said when we would argue, I mean whenever we would have a disagreement and then my husband would escalate it and continue to argue at me, basically. And that's what I'm talking about. So, and this would also happen, my eyes would start shutting whenever he would do things like the abusive stuff. I won't go into it here, but if you're curious about the abuse stuff, I have videos explaining it. But yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. And it would make it worse because then he thought I was doing that on purpose, and then instead of just acting like a normal person and being like, hey, something's wrong here, he would think I was doing that on purpose, and then it would get worse and worse and worse because he was thinking that I was being rude and faking something, shutting my eyes. So anyways, yeah, that. So I thought by sharing this might help other people to give others more grace if they see them doing this and be like, oh wait, they are overwhelmed, we can revisit later. So I just wanted to insert the clip and show you what happens. It's not anything upsetting or anything, it's just my eye shutting. It's not anything gross, so I'm gonna show you that now. I wanted to film this because I feel like nobody understands what this is. If you have mine's PTSD, but also I'm sure any brain injury, but this is what goes on whenever I get overwhelmed. I'm at a point, I had enough brain power to think to turn my camera on to show you, but I want to show you, and I cannot think of the word. My eye is stuck shut. I cannot open my eye. Whenever I try to open my eye, this other eye shuts, this one. It's because I'm overwhelmed though, and this one's trying to shut too. I'm showing this, I'm not documenting it to be to make anyone feel any type of way. I'm just showing because I feel like this is truly unbelievable, and this other eye won't open now. So I looked it up online, and I found out that there actually is a name for this condition, and it is pretty common with people who have autism, PTSD, and I think it said brain injuries or brain trauma. I can't remember. So I'll put the name on the screen. I just thought it was so crazy that that is an actual thing that can happen, and I didn't know there was a name for it. And what's even worse is that I have mentioned this to doctors before, and no one's ever told me that this is a name. They've never told me it's an actual, there's a name for it. And also no one has told me hey, you might want to seek other treatment and just make sure, get this checked out. So yesterday, whenever I was doing my deep dive, basically it was this is a neurological thing, and it's a neurological and psychological crossover. So it's something happening with those two things combined. But basically, if it's a thing that happens to you a lot, you should probably get checked out in a different way than just telling somebody. And I've never done that. So that might be something to look into. I don't have a way to do that right now, so we won't be doing that, but it is important to know. So if you have that, you might want to go get checked out. The other thing, I need to read more about it because like I said, I kind of lost focus after it was validating what I had, which was the eye thing. But I'm pretty sure it also said other motor skills possibly. And the reason this is important is because this hand, after that happens to me, this hand will not, it's like a delay. I can't explain it. It's not a delay to the point where you can tell, and it's not a delay to the point where like I can like, it's just a delay. I don't know. It's like my brain is moving a tiny bit faster, and it's like not enough to like, it's gotta be like a millisecond. I mean, it's not much, but it's just, I can feel like that I want my hand to move in a different way than this one. And it always does that. And I've never put it together that this happens after this eye starts to shut. If that makes sense. This eye starts to shut against my will. This one too, eventually. And then my arm will be like delayed. But the arm delay thing tends to last longer. And it's just weird. It's not to the point where it's like disabling by any means. It's not a delay to where I wouldn't be able to do something, but it's just a delay to where you know you've moved your hand and there's like a millisecond where it's like, you know, like, why are you not moving, bro? I just moved you. So I don't know. It's just a tiny bit. So I don't know. It's weird. So it's the next day and I'm editing this video. I wanted to tell you more about this disorder. So it's functional neurological disorder, is sometimes also called functional neurological symptom disorder. So it can be both things. But what I was wondering about yesterday, after I had noticed that after basically getting overwhelmed and my eyes shutting, like the following day, my arm being numb, I was wondering if that could be a thing. And it's not numb, it's a delay. And I don't know how to really describe it, but I looked it up and I just put symptoms of this, and it says weakness, leg and arm weakness or paralysis, tremors, sudden or brief involuntary twitching or jerking of a muscle group. So basically involuntary muscle movement, but also it says slow repetitive movements or abnormal posture, problems with walking motion, your gait, posture or balance, spasms and contractures, which I don't know what that means, muscle stiffness and tics. And then there were some other things too, like stuttering, problems with seeing or hearing, slowness was another thing. And this is talking about cognitive, like just suddenly feeling slow. And I feel like I experienced a majority of this. Not the first stuff I read, not that. I'm talking about the neurological part, the stuttering, obviously my eyes shutting, not be able to see thing. I don't have pain, but also like the slowness and like just your, you know, like you can't think. So anyway, I wanted to share a little bit more about it actually while I was reading it. I just wanted to mention it because I do feel like I said, people think you're a liar whenever your eyes start to shut and you're like, I'm overwhelmed. Can't do anything. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird that that happens. It's weird that it can happen to other people. It's weird that it is more likely to happen if you have PTSD or autism. It's like, yeah, obviously this is a thing. Why is this not a thing we talk about? Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. I hope you have an awesome week and we will see you soon. Bye.